Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and this is week 139 of our watercolor series. And as you can see here, we're going to spend the next couple of weeks featuring some additional new designs. So let's get started. So this set is our basket bikes, and we're going to do a very fun layout here for a slim card. And as I've done before, this is 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. And we're going to do a vertical layout here. So we'll start with our large bike and get it into place first. And I'm just doing things all at different angles here. And then we've got our little tricycle, also with a little basket. And this set has a lot of fun little messages. So I'm going to start stamping them at all different angles, and I'm going to start in close and kind of work my way out here to fill the spaces as best I can. Okay, there's no easy way to keep everything in view here, but we'll start with this and see how we go. This is an easy one to paint in that we just have the bikes and all of the background can stay pretty simple. I'm going to start with my basket, and you can just watch as we fast forward to see how all the colors develop. Now we need some black, so we'll mix our yellow, rose, and marine. So we've mixed our black all year, and I think it is the most difficult one to keep mixing. We don't use a whole lot of black, so it works okay. But if you want to buy a tube of black paint, you can do that. Getting that neutral color by evenly mixing all of them just takes time. Getting it well mixed is important if you have a large area. Now let's do just a little bit of gray in the shadow lines here. I missed a part blue here. So you can try a slim card, or you could do a small size with either one of these and get a very fun look. So let's stamp and paint some things with our truck friends. And this one basically has 3 different images that you can use separately or together. This panel is 4 by 5 1/4 for a nice A2 card. So I'm going to stamp my truck in the foreground. And you could paint that by itself, maybe put some brown for a dirt road underneath or some grass around it and have it be outdoors. But I'm going to show you how the 3 of them work together. So I stamped again on my sticky note, and this just helps condense it into the space a little bit better if I can overlap these 2. So I'm going to cover it up just to show you that option. And I'm going to stamp my second image here that has trees and an old car that looks like it's been sitting outside for a while. So now I'm going to stamp this one. And I just let it overlap a little bit there. You could, with a taller card, you wouldn't have to have them touching. But I kind of like that you can do that with it. And this set has some fun little messages you can see here. You have happy birthday, my old friend. And it's good to have old friends. So, and again, this one, that second stamp by itself makes a very nice little card. But we'll show you how all 3 of them come together. And I'm sure you can figure out using each of them separately. So notice with this one, I kind of lined up our little horizon line. And this gives me an illusion of a pathway or a road coming around there through the trees. So here's another one where I did just those 2 stamps together. Here's another one where I did just letting that fade away kind of to the side. But if we do this one with all of it together, then you'll have the most information. Here's a couple others in case we don't get to painting all of them here. I'll just show you. This I'm going to make into a little gift wallet, and I decided to try one vertical and another one horizontal. So all of that works, and you can choose your colors of your truck. Okay, so let's start in with the biggest combination of them here. We'll start with some blue for the sky, and I can paint over the leaves a bit. It won't matter. A little bit of blue in through there, and that kind of sets the tone of it. And this time, instead of doing a pathway with the browns, I think I'll just do greens all the way through. And we'll get a little bit different look. It may still be a little bit damp. We'll start with some light greens back here in the distance. I think it's okay if we do some light greens up here. And again, if I had wanted a fall scene, I could do more of the rusty golden brown colors on the trees to go with old rusty cars. And maybe we could have a road coming by this way to the side here, so maybe we'll still leave some of that open for some browns later. Okay, so then I'm going to come back in with some additional greens, more here in the foreground. It's faded, so we'll add a bit more. So let's mix up some browns while some of that is drying. Okay, and let's get some of this brown in this compartment for a dark brown. And since we have the phthalo blue right here, and we don't want real clean, pristine colors, we're going to work the browns and blues together. So instead of turning my palette around, I realize I can just access my blue from right here. Okay, my greens are still a little bit wet. So we'll start with our browns. And here I want the colors to just kind of merge in together to give me an uneven look of some rusted panels here. This truck is old. We're going to give it some character here. Okay, and then we'll go with some of the blues. A little bit cleaner blue than that. Here we go. We're going to let these colors run together with our wet on wet approach. For the interior, we'll go for a darker shade. We actually get some very nice, interesting colors between the blues and browns. I had a little bit more of the reddish scarlet color here. We'll just let some of that mix in. Maybe we'll lift some areas here. Pretty fun. Instant rust. Okay. And then we'll do some kind of faded reds and oranges here on this old car that's been sitting out. We'll have to tone that down. So start with some scarlet and then move to more of the rose. And here's where we don't want such a clean brush. So now I'm going to dip into some of my brown area of the palette. That will let me darken and kind of give a mottled look to more vivid colors. Okay, and then let's do some browns underneath here. Not going to come out to the edges, but create an interesting shape here of your brush strokes. Maybe we'll kind of fade it going off this way, implying the road came along this way. No driver in the car, but okay, and we need some shadows underneath. Let that dry just a little bit, and we'll do some quick washes on this one just so that you see another approach here. So here's where if we want a little pathway, we can just set in a bit of brown. And just a hint of blue. So this shape is from the gift wallet, and it will make a real nice little cover for that. So I used it the other day. A friend helped me do some repairs, and I got a Home Depot gift card, and the old trucks was just the fun thing to decorate it with. My grass ran right into the road, so it's where my speed painting gets me into trouble. We'll let that dry a little bit and come back here. We need some blacks for our wheels, and my black that I'd mixed before had dried in the palette, making it easy to reclaim here now with the drier brush. And leave the trees to look just white or more birch-like perhaps. But with a mostly dry brush, we'll come in and add a little bit of color to the tree trunks here. So let's see, what color should we make this old car? Let's do turquoise, I guess. We'll do a bit of brown to just tone it down here. It's unclear whether this car still has its wheels or not. So I'll finish these up and you can take a look at our gallery.